What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Austin Got Figs review. So, in today's review, as you can see here, we are going to be reviewing the not so new, but I mean, it was a release from this year in 2025, but we are going to be reviewing the Stone Cold Steve Austin top picks. And I do have it here in Netflix packaging, as you can see, very sweet. Now, the problem with this packaging is when I did pick it up, it was damaged, but I made sure that there was nothing that was at least stolen, and as you can see here, everything is still in the box here. So, yeah, we will be reviewing it with everything that comes in it. Alright, now that we got the figure out of the box, we will first take a look at the accessories. So, the Stone Cold, he does come with a pair of interchangeable hands, but, those come in every other figure, so there's no point in really showing off those, honestly. It's nothing too crazy. But, we do get this nice little hat here. It's a very nice little hat that he comes with, very cool. Nothing too crazy, but it's also very neat. Then we obviously get the cooler, for his, for his soda. You can open it. Obviously, put some stuff in there. It's pretty cool. Nice little. You can, obviously, you can put it in his hand. So that's pretty cool. And then we move on to, the soda. Yeah, the soda. So, very cool here. This is probably my favorite part about the figure besides the actual figure itself, of course. I do like this. This is very neat. I know not everybody might think this is cool, but to me, this is very sick here. And it's cool because you can obviously put in the cooler. So, let me see here. You pop open the cooler, you grab your little soda, pop it in there, and you close it up. So that's pretty cool. That's about it for his accessories, but now let's jump into the actual figure. Right, here we are with the Stone Cold action figure in its glory. So the first thing to notice on this figure, obviously, is honestly, that shirt, man. That shirt is very neat. I do like that little logo there on the shirt with the little red coming out of the skull. That is very neat. Come on, get that camera to focus. There we go. So yeah, I do like that shirt. It does feel very nice, the shirt. It's, it's pretty much like your average cloth goods that you get from a figure. And then when you turn it around, the first bad thing about the figure that we can notice, at least that I find to be a bad thing, is, well, yeah, there's no Velcro. So you can still take it off if that's what you're wanting to do with the figure, but it's just not as easy because you obviously do not have your Velcro that you might have on, other figures. Now, on this shirt, I obviously do like this little logo they got in the back here. That is very sick, little raw. And then, look at that head scan, though. The head scan is very good. Obviously not one of the greatest you're ever going to get, but it is still pretty neat. I do enjoy that, Let's turn it around here to get a full little look at it. There we go. Now with the head, you can, obviously move it around there, make him do different positions, all that. And you can pop it off too, obviously, but I'm not going to personally be doing that. But if you're somebody that likes to make customs or edit it, you can pop the head off. And then obviously you got the little arms here. They move very nicely. And then you also get the little watch. Now this you can't take off because this is the hand that does not come off. So you actually can't take that watch off if that's not something If that's something you don't like, well, unfortunately, buddy, but you're stuck with it. Now, this hand you can take off, so that is very cool. You know, you got the little pointer fingers, so you know if you're trying to point at somebody, you know, you can point at them. I mean, pretty sick. Now, these pants on the figure, I don't know. Me personally, they're okay. Like, I definitely like the color and I like what they're going for here. It's just, for posing, it's, you know, it's not the greatest here on the figure. You know, but obviously not the worst thing we've ever seen. So, I mean, he obviously, you know, bends and all that. You obviously get that on your figure, as always, because, you know, that's what you get on a figure. But, you know, when you come over here, I mean, it's just, it doesn't bend very well, you know. It's not the greatest, like, bend you'll ever get. It is very stiff, and I personally am not a huge fan of that. But then again, I can't complain, because thankfully it's not that loose either. You know, it's like that for both legs. So, I don't know if all the Stone Colds are like that come in this variation, but I definitely do not like the stiffness. So, I mean, it can be hard to pose them sometimes, depending on what you're trying to do. And then we move on to the shoes, though, and the shoes are very nice. I like the little white and black color scheme that they're trying to go for here. That is very cool. I think it blends in very nicely with the overall, you know, attire. It blends in very well. You know, that's so the shoes are very cool. And I mean, that's really all about it for the figure. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's not the craziest figure you're ever gonna get, you know, but it's also not one of the worst figures you're ever gonna get. So, I mean, let me know what y'all think about this figure, man. I mean, it's pretty cool. Obviously, again, not the greatest you're ever going to get. There's definitely a lot better Stone Colds that are going to come out, like the Ultimate Edition Monday Night War that's actually coming out soon, or it might have already dropped. But it is going to be hard to find, of course, because number one, it's a Walmart exclusive, and if it did drop, it like recently just dropped, so it might not be at every Walmart. But yeah. So that's that's about it for this figure. Nothing crazy, nothing too special, but you do get what you get. You get what you pay for. You're not getting gypped on this figure. I do enjoy this figure a lot. You know, you really can't complain, man, honestly. Fucking stupid monitor. God. Alright. Let's just get one last little take on this figure, though. You know, we got our little, that is him in his full glory right there. That is the Stone Cold. I mean, yeah, it's really cool, man. Again, it's very cool. Very nice figure. You obviously got the cooler, all that. Hat, very nice. And overall, it's a decent figure. Really not that bad. So again, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.